So designing locations, environments, places like this for an illustration or an animated show or a comic can be very challenging, and this is what I'm going to attempt to tackle today in this video. Hi, my name is Luis Escobar. I'm a storyboard artist in the Simpsons television show. I've been working on this show for over 20 years now, and I'm here to empower you. So I'm working on an not an animated, but I'll probably animate a little bit of it, but a comic strip. And one of the locations, like the main location that I have to draw, is a tower. And it's going to be on an island, and it's going to be a tower. It's called the Great Tower, and I have absolutely zero idea what it ought to look like. And this is not new. This is something that that happens all the time. I have an idea of what I want, but I don't have an actual idea of what it ought to look like. And something like this is extremely difficult to even begin to do because I have no actual picture in my head. I don't know what direction to go. So the very first thing that I do when I have a situation like this, even when I'm doing storyboards on the show where I'm given an assignment and nothing comes to mind, I mean just nothing, it's just complete blank, is I go to the internet, I go to books, I go to any place that has, I even go to places, anything that has some kind of inspiration, something that has that will give me ideas. I need to absorb as much ideas as possible. So what I did is I went online, of course, and I googled I googled towers, I googled castles, I googled statues, because I was thinking maybe they could have maybe it'll be in the shape of a figure. I don't know. I googled giant statues. So this is what I'm doing today. So so here's some of the pictures that I got. Here's a tower, very simple. Castles, because they tend to have towers. I looked at other people's paintings and pictures of towers and floating islands and things like that. And again, like I said, there's these statues that I found, and different kinds of towers and giant statues and paintings, just ideas. It's like and what people have also done with these ideas. Here's one where there's like it's a sculpture object. Shapes here. Another castle. I like this one with its kind of like crooked towers. I like it so much. I think there's another version of it, and it's from a video game. I like this one, the floating things here. It's very clever. Again, floating, and I kind of I'm not something a little bit more like this. I kind of like that. This is the cathedral of the Sagrada Familia in Spain. Some more actual time, and the reason why I'm not just taking paintings and doing it, I'm actually looking at actual towers, is because that's the source material that these people took to look for these towers, to find inspiration for their paintings, is real places. So here's another one with another tower. This one's cool because it's got the fog. And it's almost like I think this is a real place. More towers. So again, it's just like I like this one. I like because of the rounds, the round windows. So this I found on Facebook. It's just super simple, kind of Dr. Fate tower, and I'm thinking perhaps maybe I'm going to go with Dr. Fate. So maybe just a riff off of something just like that, where it's simple. It's just a single thing sticking out of the ground. I think this is from Disneyland. Yeah. So and again, sculptures, and I'm zooming out of this one for no reason. Towers, and towers. The big giant Buddha. So I'm going to just look at the stuff that I find interesting and see what I come up with. So right now, definitely I can start maybe reducing my reference to specific things. So maybe not a giant Buddha on top of a base. So this I'll keep just for reference. Maybe this not so much. And again, not that. This sort of. This maybe, because I kind of like this area that's kind of sticking out. No, not this. Not this. Nope. I kind of like all this clockwork stuff. I'll think about it. Maybe this. Definitely this. Definitely this. No, this is just too much. See, here's another thing. I know that I'm going to have to be drawing this stuff, and there's only some... I don't know if I want to draw something complicated every single time I have to draw the tower. So I'm keeping that in mind because, yeah, there's some things that I just don't want to keep drawing over and over. So when you're designing something for yourself specifically, I mean, you can do it on a show or whatever it is that you're working on. You don't have to worry about that stuff. You can just find the something complicated or whatever it is. You work it out with your art director. But when you're doing something for yourself, man, take it easy on yourself. You don't want to do something that's going to kill you every single time you have to draw it. So I'm going to be getting, like I said, I'm getting rid of maybe these stairs. I'll think about it, so I'll put that in here. I really like this photo, but I don't think I could use it as reference. I like this very tower. Okay, no. Maybe. Definitely. I'll think about it. Okay, not this. And maybe this. And this. But not this. Not this. Ooh, maybe this. Not this. Not this. Not this. No. 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 Just something simple. No. Maybe this. No, not. Well, no, not this. Clear it. No, not this. That. Okay, so I've reduced the amount of reference quite a bit. All right. So let's start with something simple, and then I'll see what I can do with that. This maybe will be my biggest source. Let's start with this. In fact, let's try almost copying this. What I like about this is that it goes straight up, but then there's this extra kind of section here that isn't quite symmetrical. It's like asymmetrical, and I like that notion. It's just I don't like that it's obviously a piece of a different castle. I kind of want something like this, but maybe asymmetrical on the bottom and something more unique on the top. So I may add some of this round stuff going on here. And maybe some of this. And I kind of like this extra chunk of tower kind of sticking out. And I like this a lot, that it's just this extra object here, and then there's like an extra little house up here. What I don't have is, ironically, I don't have one of those classic, well here it is, here, this kind of thing here. That's kind of what I want, maybe on the top. Okay, so let me take this and let's see what I can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to start with anything too well, I'm going to zoom in really far into this sheet of paper. Just start here in the corner, and the idea here is just to do thumbnails. Now I usually do this on paper with a brush. With a ballpoint pen, and the reason I do that with a ballpoint pen is because I don't want to I don't want to be too precious, and I tend to draw very small. So since I'm doing this digital for the camera, I'm gonna not do that, and I'm going to try to find a pen that works kind of like the type of pen that I would use, so that or pencil, maybe oops, just something that will make it feel like I can sketch and not worry. Real pencil. Maybe this design pencil. No, I don't like that. Rough pencil. Yeah, maybe this. Okay. All right, so let's go. Just something very straightforward. Now, yeah. So it has to be simple, and maybe, you know what? Let's make this even more. I need something that gives me less precision, something that doesn't allow me to get too noodly, and maybe this is what I need. Maybe this is. So at this point, I'm just drawing shapes. Yeah. So maybe we've got this going on. So that's one way of doing it. Got this shape here like that. So I'm just drawing, and this is a little fat out here. That was a mistake. I'll keep it just in case. Okay. So next, just kind of like this. Kind of like that's coming out here. I kind of like that it's a little crooked on here, like that. Then we got this. So this is kind of cool. I kind of like that. Let's keep going. So, just anything like maybe this way across. And then, by the way, if you've been hearing screaming and yelling and whatever it is, talking, and that's my kids downstairs. I've asked them to be quiet while I do this, and they're not cooperating. So you'll probably hear them screaming if my microphone is sensitive enough. So I kind of like this. This is kind of cool. So far, it's just something like this I would probably do with a brush on paper. Just grab a brush and see what comes out. Like I said, like all these, the motif is here in the bottom. That it's complicated here on the bottom, and then kind of interesting and odd on the top here. And I like this a lot. I think this is kind of, so I started simple, and then we're slowly going somewhere that feels like something. Okay, what would happen if I was to kind of draw as if it's a human being. It's a figure. So this is the arm pointing up, and this would be the figure kneeling down like this. Make it a feminine figure. Maybe there's hair coming down like this, reaching up. This is the face, this is the chest, the legs kneeling. Okay. Okay, well, if that's what we're gonna do, let me see if I can find in a figure drawing book with poses, like something like this, a pose that I could use. I'm not going to show you what I'm looking at right now because it's not safe for work. It's meant to be figure drawing studies, but okay, I'm going to try two different poses. There's a male figure here in a very interesting pose. So I'm going to try this, see what happens. And it'll be inspired by this pose, but it won't be the exact pose. Okay, so definitely not. I kind of don't like this at all. For a tower, no. Let's try this one. This one's a little bit more. See. Okay, it's interesting. It's interesting. Not convinced. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to use this, I'd rather move it down. I don't want to confuse the shapes. Oops. Okay, it's an interesting silhouette. It's a little like off. So far, this one by far is my favorite. This one right here. I really like what's going on here. This could be a statue here maybe, and there's could be a statue over here, and then there's like rooms, and we can do stuff there. And I like this kind of like, maybe there's a twisting staircase, or I don't know. Something's going on there. I kind of like what's going on here. Maybe that's a window there. I like that notion so far. That's so far the one that I like most. So maybe I could do a variant. Oops. Well, let's leave it. It's supposed to be chaos, you know. I'm supposed to be a little chaotic here. And I'm doing a variation of it anyway, so whatever kind of chaos happens, happy accidents, whatever it is, maybe it'll help. Because a lot of what I like about that one up above is full of happy accidents. And I'm holding my pen like way over here, so I have the least amount of control as I can get. Just now this is a lot more complicated. It's looking a lot more like looking a lot more involved. I'm going to shrink it down just so I could get these things more lined up, more organized for myself. Okay, so this is kind of cool too. I don't mind this one at all. Kind of like this shape and this chaos that's going on here. Let's do another variant. So what I've really liked so far is the this being taller than this, having like a mini tower next to the big tower. And maybe something here. Something that goes down. Okay, so there's something in the ilk of this going on and this going on with it, like this kind of crazy chaos thing. So all these other things I'm going to use as for details. Okay. So I like this still. I do like some of this stuff. I think this is too much on the bottom. I like the notion that there's a statue maybe here or some kind of thing. I like that this is round shapes, and these are just too boxy. I'm going to try one more time to try to make this one. And so far, none of these have get me the same way that this one does. So there's something about that. But I really I like all these things happening here. So yeah, now I'm cheating. I'm definitely cheating. And by cheating, I mean I'm erasing and fudging with the shape. Okay, so again, just playing with these shapes here. And I think this is too complicated. I think I'll still keep with this. I tried to just change it around, mess around with it, and okay. So I'm gonna save this. Okay, and yeah. So I'm gonna take what I've done and take this, and I will start playing with it and try to refine it, and that's what I'm going to do in the next video. If you like this video, I highly recommend you go over to my Patreon, where you can support me. There's a private coaching tier there where I go and work one-on-one with you over your own drawings and your own skill, and we talk about how to help you improve, as well as there's giveaways, and you get original art from me there as well. A lot of JPEGs and PSDs, things that you can study from. And things like that, and artwork like this that I'm going to be working on will eventually just become things like wallpapers for you to be able to download, and you can do high-res prints so that you can maybe hang them in your cubicle or your office or your home, and show off to your friends, and that you're supporting somebody's work. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.